Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Dole, aka the Big D of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, welcoming y'all to another Saturday Morning TVLog. This time around, I am going to be bringing to you, since this year is the 80th anniversary of Batman, I thought I'd bring to you, no, not Batman the Animated Series, because that was on mostly weekdays, but I'll be doing that in the future TV log. No, I'm talking about the original Batman tunes produced by Filmation. After the cancellation of the Batman TV show in early '68, we thought it was the end because they had gotten rid of all the sets and fourth season wouldn't go because of that. However, later in the fall of that year, the Bat was back, but this time in animated form for real, since the intro titles for his live-action show was animated. Anyway, in 1968, Filmation introduced us to the Batman Superman Hour, which featured this, The Adventures of Batman, which that would be its later time when it went its separate ways from the show after Superman was canceled the next year. The hour featured the Batman shorts. There was a two-parter plus a two-parter Superman episode, story arc I meant, and one other solo Batman adventure. Now, the two-parters and one full story are included in 17 episodes from this when it aired solely. Now, here's a DVD set of it. I've had it for some time. It got released in, let me see, I think it was 2014. Yeah, I think it was 2014. Was released the same time when the New Adventures of Superman finally was complete with its second and third seasons, after its first season had been around since 2007. Anyway, The Adventures of Batman animated series, I'm going to say, is pretty good, actually. It may have some funny moments, like funny lines like in the live-action series, but even so, I really like it. It's probably one of Filmation's made good shows. The show includes the voices of Elaine Slough and Casey Kasem, who the following year would go on to voice a certain Shaggy Rogers in Hanna-Barbera's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, which I'll be, featuring that in the Saturday Morning TV Log next month for the show's 50th anniversary. Yes, you heard me correctly. But back to Batman. Yes, this had them before they even started doing the voice acting work in their two appearances in the new Scooby-Doo movies in 1972, and then the following year in Super Friends. But anyway, this show had some pretty fun moments. It features Ted Knight's narration, though sounding a little more different than he did in most of the other DC cartoons Filmation produced, except for Superman, which that was done by Jackson Beck. But anyway, Ted Knight does good narration. We also get lots of the rogues gallery of villains in this show, including Joker, Penguin, Riddler, and Catwoman. Plus, we'll see other types of foes from the Batman world. Not quite in the best quality, like Scarecrow and Mad Hatter. Excuse me. And lots of others. Plus, there's also... Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze is in this. I almost forgot him. My apologies. Plus, there's also original foes. Something I don't quite care for, like Dollman or the Judge, which is an okay one. The only kind of original type villain I think is pretty fun is Simon the Pie Man, which I liked his first appearance. It was real good. Anyway, you'll absolutely love this. If you're a fan of Filmation, or if you're a Batman fan, I would say, or dare I say, Bat fan, you need to get this. It's really good. Anyway, after that show ended, we continue to see Batman on and on from new Scooby-Doo movies to Super Friends. However, after the original Super Friends ended After being rerun until 75, Batman wasn't shown anymore. Until early 77, when Batman returned to Saturday mornings on CBS, which of course aired the original series, and thus we have the New Adventures of Batman. Now, this is the original 2007 release. Unfortunately, the first DVDs messed up and can't play the half of this set now, so I'll have to probably get it clean or get the new re-release. I just found out last year this show got re-released on DVD. This debuted as a mid-season replacement, The New Adventures of Batman, and it's a little more of a full hour show, one whole episode, and it brought us back Adam West and Burt Ward since Olan Soule and Casey Kasem were under contract to Hanna-Barbera doing the Super Friends, which would later return later that same year in the all-new Super Friends hour. But anyway, The New Adventures of Batman is kind of a little silly, and parents were kind of going out against violence in TV cartoons, so this is why Batman and Robin didn't use their fists so much. They only use their gadgets and batarangs and what have you. Now, also, I forgot to mention Batgirl's in both cartoons, and also in New Adventures of Batman, we got Joker, Penguin, Mr. Freeze is in this. The Riddler was to be in this, but unfortunately he wasn't. He is mentioned though, and since he would be featured in 1978's Challenge of the Super Friends. And Clayface is introduced to us in this animated series. Plus, Batman and Robin, along with Batgirl and the zany Batmite, who is a major comic relief of this series, take on, those old villains and some new villains. But anyway, this show's not too bad. Now, you can also find the New Adventures of Batman on the DC Universe website as well, if you don't want to get the DVDs. But anyway, that show's pretty cool and all. I mean, I like it as much as the original Adventures of Batman, but still, Batman the Animated Series is tops in my book. Anyway, the New Adventures of Batman had 16 episodes. It continued in reruns, where it was teamed with Filmation's Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, which had premiered earlier in that 76 to 77 season, and would go on until 78, and then was dropped, but it was brought back for the 79 to 80 season of Tarzan the Super 7, and then on CBS, and went to NBC for Batman the Super 7. Woohoo! Forgive me, y'all. Anyway, the other voices include, as I mentioned, Ted Knight's is featured in Batman, the original. Also, Batgirl is voiced by Jane Webb in The Adventures of Batman. Webb's best known for doing lots of Filmation's earlier attempts, most notably the Archie series, where, of course, she voiced Bay and Veronica, and, of course, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, who also has a series, plus lots of others. While in The New Adventures of Batman, she's voiced by Melinda Britt, who would later go on to voice Penny in Ruby Spears' Plastic Man series, which I'll be talking about that in the future Saturday Morning TVLog as well. And also, she voiced Princess Aura in Filmation's Flash Gordon series, but years later, she would go on to voice a certain Princess of Power. Yes, you heard me correctly. She was the original She-Ra, not the current DreamWorks version, okay? But anyway, if you really want if you're a real Bat fan, I would recommend you check these out. Now, although this is still pretty reasonable price, but hey, there's a more cheaper release of it that came out last year. If you're a Bat fan, you should check out New Adventures of Batman. You may like it or you may not. You be the judge, okay? If you can handle Batmite, good for you. I can handle them. I mean, I can handle all those comic relief characters. Orko from He-Man. Let's see. Needle from Conan the Adventurer. Oh, the list goes on. But anyway, did you ever watch any of these shows? If you haven't, I would recommend you check them out. But if you are a Bat fan, Let me know what you thought about these two if you've seen these before in the comment section. Like and subscribe to my channel. And next time, I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of do an early anniversary Saturday Morning TVLog on the Plastic Man cartoon. And I think I'm going to go ahead and review that on the next show, okay? Since that was the one DC tune I didn't mention, I had my animation collection. Since that was a 79 series, not an 80s series. But anyway, thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.